Good evening and welcome to the program. Our guest this evening is Michelle Canning, and she is an award-winning banjo player, and she's also the lead person on Michelle Canning and Rough Edges, a bluegrass band in the New England area. And welcome to the program, Michelle. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Cosmo. Thank you for having me.
And this is not your first appearance on the Journal, of course. You've been here many times.
No, I love coming on Cosmo's Journal.
Yeah, you've been here many times before. And so you have your banjo. You're going to do a few tunes tonight.
Absolutely.
And we're also going to hear a couple of tunes from a new CD that you have.
Yes, sir. I just came out with my new album.
We'll show this again. We'll show this again during the program.
Okay. I just came out with my new album, The Flower and the Serpent, and I'm so excited about it. It just came out on April 1st. And it's not an April Fool's joke. It really did come out. and I'm really excited about it.
All right. And you're still a student at Morehead University in Kentucky.
I am. I'm going into my senior year at Morehead State studying traditional music and hopefully making a career out of traditional music after I graduate.
Mm-hmm. And you brought your banjo tonight and a guitar. We'll hear a few songs
sure did.
From that. You know, one of the things is the history of bluegrass.
Yeah.
I mean, you must know quite a bit about it now.
Absolutely. I've taken...
Give us a little background about what bluegrass music is, how it got started, and some of the main players in it.
Sure. Well, bluegrass is a mix of a lot of different styles of music. Bill Monroe started bluegrass in the 1940s, and even before that, even in the 30s, it didn't really become popular till the 40s. But he took a lot of styles that he was influenced by. He took jazz. He took a lot. One of his big influences was a black blues player by the name of Arnold Schwartz. He took the blues music from there. He took country music, different styles of music, and put it together to form what we call bluegrass today. And we actually have to thank his brother, Charlie Monroe, and his other brother, Birch Monroe, because he had, the three brothers had to each choose between an instrument in their household. While Bill was the youngest, he really wanted to play guitar, but by the time he came along, it had already been taken, so he got forced onto the mandolin. Which ended up becoming a great thing for bluegrass music, because now that was one more aspect added and more texture and more color to the music. And so anyway, so in the 1940s, he hired Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, a great bluegrass banjo player and guitar player, and they joined the band and they went on the Opry and they just killed it. And it became very, very popular very quick. And at that time, it wasn't called bluegrass music, it was a part of country music. But his band was called the Bluegrass Boys, and so eventually, as more people started copying what he was doing and country music went in a different route, it became known as bluegrass music.
Wow, I never knew, for example, that jazz influenced Bill Monroe.
Absolutely. He had a lot of influences. An example of jazz music, Bugle Call Rag, was originally a song that was done, I believe it was on the saxophone, but don't quote me on that. And then Earl Scruggs took it and turned it into a banjo tune.
Right. Now, Scruggs had his own style of playing too, right?
He did. Scruggs had what we call the Scruggs style, appropriately named, but he played with three fingers, which at the time in banjo playing, they played what we call the old-time style or the clawhammer style, that they strummed down with their fingernails. A lot of people started playing two-finger, three-finger style without picks, and it was kind of an old-timey rhythm. What he did was he put picks on his fingers, which made the banjo louder, and then he developed what we call rolls, which are rhythmic patterns in your right hand, which sound totally different from the old-time banjo style, which is really cool and innovative at the time and was part of what made bluegrass so popular.
And the mandolin is such a key instrument in a bluegrass band as well. And of course, Bill had that.
It is, absolutely.
What style did he develop on? You know, a lot of times mandolin, people will think of some European type music when mandolin's used a different way. So
yeah, well, the mandolin did originate in Europe, or is known to have originated in Europe. And what Bill Monroe did was he made what we call Monroe style, where basically in country music there's always drums. In bluegrass there's not. Sometimes, but most of the time there's not. And so the mandolin does what we call a chop, where it does a very harsh kind of sound, and that acts as the snare drum, and it keeps the beat for the band. And then he'll go into some crazy mandolin solo, and then he'll go right back into keeping the beat for the band, and he acts as the drum.
And how would you describe the music? I would say it's like energetic and lively, some songs, obviously not the sad ones.
Yeah.
But when I think of I think of real driving type music when I think of bluegrass. How would you
Yeah.
describe? What words would you use to describe it?
Well, I think a lot of it depends on the type of bluegrass you're listening to, but I'd say 99% of the bluegrass has that driving sound. And then there's also some slower, sweeter sounds. There's some spooky songs. But I'd say for the most part, kind of that drive is what really makes bluegrass stand out and what draws people into the bluegrass.
And so what's the difference between traditional bluegrass music and contemporary bluegrass music?
I think the only difference really is that music changes. It's just like if you listen to Hank Williams and then you listen to Taylor Swift, they're both country, but they don't sound alike. And I think it's just a matter of the music changing with the times and new people bringing in new ideas, and so the music just changed. But the nice part about bluegrass is we always try and stick close to our roots. And so, maybe the sound of the music or the texture of the music has changed, but we're still playing Bill Monroe tunes and writing our own new ones. It's a kind of a cool mixture there.
Okay, we'll get into writing songs too, because you do that as well.
I do.
But why don't we hear one of the songs from your album?
Okay.
The new album that you have. Which
Absolutely.
song? We'll play this right off the album, actually.
Okay. Well, we could do a song that I actually had the honor of having Miss Rhonda Vincent sing it with me. And it's number 8 on the album. And she was so kind to come in and sing this song with me. And it's kind of, I like to think of it as like girl talk, the two of us talking about some new guy that we like. And so it's one called The Blues Ain't Working on Me.
Okay, let's see if we can hear that now.
There's a new expression on my face I ain't seen in quite a while. Must be a smile. There's a new direction in my life I can't wait to see where it takes me. I'm no longer lost in the past. Even my troubles just roll off my back. No, the blues ain't working on me. Those old memories can't put the hurt in my heart. And love is letting me know I'm finally free. And 'cause of you, I'll always be. No, the blues ain't working on me. Every time the sun would start to shine, some dark cloud would come around, start raining down. Then I found the shelter of your arms. I don't feel the rain no more. So let it pour. Maybe times when we lose our way, and I know tomorrow I'm still gonna say, no, the blues ain't working on me. Those old memories can't put the hurt in my heart. And love is letting me know I'm finally free. And 'cause of you, I'll always be. No, the blues ain't working on me. No, the blues ain't working on me. Those old memories can't put the hurt in my heart. And love is letting me know I'm finally free. And 'cause of you, I'll always be. No, the blues ain't working on me. Oh no. Oh yeah.
Well, that was an excellent cut. Now, who
Thank
wrote that?
you.
Who wrote that song?
To be honest, off the top of my head, I'm not completely sure. I heard it from an old record that Rhonda did. It was an old country CD. She had gone country for a while back in the 80s. And I heard that song off of that record that she had done that was country. And she hadn't played it since she had gone back to bluegrass in the late 80s, early 90s. And you know, I thought it would make such a great bluegrass tune, and I really had this great idea of a duet singing it, and so I called Rhonda, and like I said, she was so gracious to sing with me on it.
Well, you know, you've been following Rhonda for a long time.
I have. I met Rhonda when I was 13 years old, and she was so kind to take me under her wing, and we've been good friends ever since.
That's exactly right. Well, how about doing a song live, one that's could be on the cut if you want, or not on the CD. But
okay, well, why don't we do the very first song on the CD, the song that opens it up. It's a old George Jones song, and he actually wrote it as well. It's one called "Jump the Mississippi."
yeah.
Well, I've been lonely much too long. To give you down if you come back home, honey, won't you let me hold you tight? Tears keep falling, my eyes are blurred. If I had the wings of a pretty little bird, I'd fly right into your arms tonight. I'd jump the Mississippi deep and wide if you were waiting on the other side. Honey, won't you let me hold you tight? I'd jump across and never get wet, and right there by your side I'd sit. Yes, indeed, everything's gonna be alright. If you come back home to me and make me happy like we used to be, I'd start out and meet you halfway. I'd live here and never look back. I'd run a mile in a minute flat to get to you before the end of the day. I'd jump the Mississippi deep and wide if you were waiting on the other side. Honey, won't you let me hold you tight? I'd jump across and never get wet, and right there by your side I'd sit. Yes, indeed, everything's gonna be alright. Oh, yes, indeed, everything's gonna be alright.
Oh, that's just excellent.
Thank
that's
you so
just excellent.
much.
I mean, you know, you're such an entertainer. Just a banjo and you've got this whole thing going here. It really sounds great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I've got this CD that I'm holding up, this album, and I hope one of our cameras can get this in here, because this is the CD that we've been talking about. This is Michelle Canning's, the cut you heard just earlier is on this, as well as the song she just played as well. There are 12 great songs. I can tell you personally, there are 12 great songs on this thing. And Michelle, it looks a little out of focus there, but that's intentional. That's actually on the album. But the rose is in perfect sharpness. So, and this, how can people get this CD, Michelle?
There's multiple ways you can get it. The first way, which is really the way I hope, would be to come to one of our shows, and you can see all of our shows at mcreband.com. Or I also bring it to shows that I'm not doing with the band, that I might be doing with other bands. So you can see those at michellecanning.net. But you can order the CD on either of those websites, mcreband.com or michellecanning.net. You can also download it on iTunes or CD Baby.
And it's called The Flower and the Serpent. That's the name of the album?
Yes,
because
that's
one
the
of
title track is The Flower and the Serpent.
Who wrote that song?
That's actually a song that I wrote.
You wrote that song.
I did.
You are also a songwriter, by the way.
I am.
We should mention that.
I love songwriting. It's one of my favorite parts of music because it gives you a chance to create, which is something I love to do and I always have loved to do.
Can you play something on and sing something on the guitar for us?
Sure, I would love to. Why don't I sing that title track that I wrote?
That's a great idea.
All right, let me get a guitar over here.
All right. Michelle does this on stage quite a bit, by the way. She just
I
hands
do.
these things off, and band players have to grab them and put them on a stand. So this is called The Flower and the Serpent.
This is called The Flower and the Serpent, and it's a song that I wrote. You kind of have to pay close attention to the words. It's got kind of a deeper meaning to it, and but I like the message of the song because I think it's something a lot of people can relate to. Running through the wild when this passion through my hair. I'm running from your memory till I see you standing there. And suddenly I'm galloping straight into your arms, till the glass wall comes between us and she steps up and steals your heart. The jungle's mighty wild, yet the flowers they still bloom. But despite their pretty petals, they will turn your life to gloom. I was lured in by your beauty till the poison reached my veins, and I turn and I keep running till I see you there again. And oh, what a crazy dream I'm in. I can't run fast enough from you, yet I love you now and then. And oh, you look so pretty till the poison strikes again. When I see you standing with her, see if I were with the serpent. I can see clear through the branches at the creature's wicked eyes. They all know what's going on, but they don't comfort, they just spy. And they turn their heads away as poison does its work. For they all knew but didn't tell me round the flower serpent lurks. And oh, what a crazy dream I'm in. I can't run fast enough from you, yet I love you now and then. And oh, you look so pretty till poison strikes again. When I see you standing with her, see if I were with the serpent. Running through the garden, wind is rushing through my hair. I'm running from your memory till I see you standing there. And suddenly a serpent tempts you with fresh fruit to eat. And as you taste her lips, the poison burns, and I fall down at your feet.
That's a beautiful song.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful song. Hey, we ought to also mention the Alzheimer's Foundation and the kind of things that you do every year.
Absolutely. I do a benefit every year for the Alzheimer's Foundation of America with my band Rough Edges. And we used to have it at the Billerica VFW Hall, that's right. And we moved it this year to the Chelmsford Elks because we just outgrew Billerica VFW, and we had 200 people in the VFW that we could fit, and we had it packed, standing room only. So we moved to the VFW where we could fit, to the Elks, where we could fit more people, and we are so honored. We raised over $4,000 for the Alzheimer's Foundation of America this year.
And that's quite a thing. And you've been doing that now for what, 4 years?
Yeah, we just finished our 4th annual this past March, and on March the 26th, we'll be having our 5th annual. And so you can check that out online at our website, mcreband.com.
And that's great. And what kicked that off, of course, you had some family members who had Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I had a grandfather that had Alzheimer's disease, and I wanted to find a way that I could help make that better for other people, to help end the disease so that people wouldn't have to deal with seeing their loved ones not remembering and not knowing who they were anymore.
No, that's a great thing that you're doing.
Thank you very much.
It really is. Hey, maybe we can hear another cut from the CD now.
Absolutely. Let's do one of my favorites. It's number 10 on the CD, and it's a song that I actually got from Richard Simmons' Sweatin' to the Oldies. I dance with Richard every morning. He's my good friend. He doesn't know me, but he's my good friend. And I found this song on there, and I thought, man, wouldn't that be a cool bluegrass song? So this is one. I've got a whole doo-wop section in it. I shouldn't say that. I'm giving away my surprises. But it's one called Breaking Up is Hard to Do.
Okay, maybe we can hear that one. If we could play that one.
If you go, then I'll be blue, 'cause breaking up is hard to do.
say that breaking up is hard to do. Now I know that it's true. Don't say this is the end. Instead of breaking up, I wish that we were making up again. I beg of you, don't say goodbye. Can we give our love another try? Come on, baby, let's start anew. 'Cause breaking up is hard to do. They say that breaking up is hard to do. Now I know that it's true. Don't say this is the end. Instead of breaking up, I wish that we were making up again. I beg of you, don't say goodbye. Can we give our love another try? Come on, baby, let's start anew. 'Cause breaking up is hard to do.
Come on, down, doobie-doo, down, down. Come on, down, doobie-doo, down, down. Come on, down, doobie-doo, down, down. Breaking up is hard to do. Come on, down, doobie-doo, down, down. Come on, down, doobie-doo, down, down. Come on, down, doobie-doo, down, down. Breaking up is hard to do.
All right. Now, folks, I got to ask you, how can you not buy this CD after you just heard that?
Well,
This
thank
CD
you.
is just full of these great songs, I'm telling you.
Well, thank you very much.
Wow, it's really fantastic. And you've talked about you also do private parties, things like that. What are the kind of things that
Absolutely.
you'd be out there for? People can get in touch with you.
Just about anything. We love to play. We play a lot of bluegrass festivals. We do a lot of, coffee house kind of things. But we're up to anything. We'd love to be part of your private function. If you've got a party or a cookout or a wedding, whatever it is that you want, we'll be there. So all of our contact information is on our website, mcreband.com. And you can contact us through there and tell us what date you have, and we'll talk about the possibility of playing there, because we love to do that kind of thing. Private parties are one of our favorite things to do.
You can do a lot of different things. You can do bluegrass, and you can do this doo-wop thing that
Yeah.
it's bluegrass style. And
One thing that I love to do is find songs from other genres and incorporate them in bluegrass, which in a way is kind of keeping with tradition, because that's what Bill Monroe did. He didn't necessarily take songs, but he took styles and put them together. And if you fast forward in time to second generation bluegrass, you had bands like the Osborne Brothers who were doing Dream, 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 and and songs like that were popular in their time. And so one thing that I love to do is take songs from other genres of music and incorporate them into bluegrass.
that's right. And you could tell all our crew is dancing around that last song, because this is during their time.
That's right. I enjoyed the air guitar that the crew was playing.
Tell us about the China trip. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking a trip to China. I'm actually leaving tomorrow for Kentucky for a few rehearsals and one show, and then on Friday morning I'm going to be heading off to China with a group called Mountain Music Ambassadors, and we're going to be doing a 10-day tour. We're going to be doing 7 concerts while we're over there, and I'm really excited about it. Actually, the song we just heard is one of the songs we'll be doing it, and the way I introduced that song is by saying, 我们很高兴在天津见到你们，谢谢你们的到来。
The great Chinese right there, right?
So
I have to take your word for it, of
that's
course.
Chinese for we are honored to be in Tianjin, or whatever city. I'll insert the correct city. Thank you for your kind attention, and then we go into that song.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, that's you've got to win the hearts of the audience just by that alone, and then by the music and everything else. And of course, your great personality goes along with it, which is part of being a performer. Actually, you have to really.
Absolutely, I think part of what attracts people to music is the energy that it brings and the emotions and the feelings that it brings. And so, I think for me to go to a show and to see someone going doesn't do anything, but to see someone dancing on the faster songs or showing emotion on the slower, sadder songs is what pulls you in. And so that's something that I've studied very intently. I've watched performers and saw what I like and what I don't like and what I'd like to do based off of what I feel when I'm in the audience. And so I think, to me, it's very important the way to make people feel that love that you feel is to show it.
Sure, absolutely. And with this kind of music, it's not hard to show that either, because there's a lot of energy to it.
Absolutely.
How can you stand still on the stage when you're playing this kind of music? You just can't do it.
That's right.
And this is not the first trip to China. You did it last year as well.
No, I did a trip 2 years ago to China. We toured to 6 different cities on that trip, and that was also a 10-day tour. And so I'm really looking forward to going back. We're going to some of the same cities and also some different cities.
And I do want to plug this album one more time, or at least one more time, maybe a couple more times, and then tell you what we're going to do here. This is Michelle Canning's new album, and it's called The Flower and the Serpent. And you can get this by either going to one of the Bluegrass Festival or concerts that she's at, or you can get into a website, mcreband.com,
That's right.
and you can order it. It's not very expensive. You can order it, and it's just 12 powerful songs on it, just great. You'll have everybody in the family dancing around the kitchen, and that's how it works. So this is really good. What we're going to do here, we only have a couple minutes left, and
Okay.
And what we'd like to do is to have you, first of all, thank you for being our guest here this
Thank
evening.
you so much for having me, Cosmo. I always love being a part of Cosmo's Journal.
And we love having you, and I know you'll come back again. And I want to say, folks, that's our program for this evening, and this is Michelle Canning, and I'm Cosmo Cavicchio, and what I'd like to do is have Michelle play us out something on the banjo. You want me to hold the guitar, or are you all set
Yeah, I
with
can
that?
put it
All
in the
right.
stand right here.
Okay, Michelle's going to play us out here, and thank you for watching, and follow Michelle Canning wherever you can. Believe me, it's going to be a big joy for you.
Oops.
And she's heading for the sky on this career of hers, so.
Thank you very much. You ready?
Go ahead, rip it up.
All right, here's Earl Scruggs' most famous banjo tune, the Foggy Mountain Breakdown.